Hello, ladies and gentlemen, racers and race fans across the world. We are Degenerate Racing League, and we're officially starting soon, and we're headed into our finale round. We've been to Imola, Alton Park, Laguna Seca, Bathurst, Spa, and now it's time to go to Barcelona, Spain on the 11th of February. And we'll be finishing things up in a strong as ever fashion. And before we get to the championship standings, which of course we have ready to go, let's thank our Patreon subscribers: Ricky Bobby, Evan Zvog, Don Fossman, Artur Hermanis, Joshua Rodriguez, Andy Jackson, Jason Hayes, Spencer Braun, Russell Stanford, Max Power, Buggy Watt, Tyler Morgan, Darren Wicks, Sean Ches, and Ronald Swanson. Thank you so much for your support and keeping the lights on here at DRL. You guys are absolutely fantastic and are doing the Degenerate Racing League a huge service by being continued Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much for your support and keeping the lights on here at DRL. The qualification has already begun, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and watch what the drivers are all up to. And there we are. The button finally worked. Russ Money in second place right now, throwing down a 45.7. And he's just 7/10 away from Kevin Palaniuk. Artur Hermanis in third place, but Kevin Palaniuk, the man, the myth, the legend himself, in first place. right now in the standings for the amateurs, because that's who's out on track for the next 3 minutes and 8 seconds that are remaining on the clock. We have Don Donovan leading the charge right now with nothing but podium finishes with an 11th round drop round. 187 points for his name. Sean Ches and the Party Pickles, they've done pretty well. The worst result so far has been a 4th place finish for them, a win and a 2nd place in round 4 and then round 1 respectively. Kevin Palaniuk sitting in 3rd place with 168 points. 1 round was a DNF round. That'll be his drop round. 2 5th place finishes back to back since round 4. Russell Stanford, aka Russ Money, worst finish so far has been a 6th place, 148 points to their name. Jason Hayes in 5th, Ronald Swanson in 6th, Artur Hermanis in 7th, Alan Young in 8th, Buggy Watt in 9th, Tyler Morgan in 10th, Wes Romery in 11th, Sugna Chirugo in 12th, Don Fossman in 13th, John Malott in 14th, Braden Breeze in 15th, Ricky Bobbitt in 16th, James May, Grant Zahara, Nelson Hernandez, Alex Rodriguez, Steven Stoven, and Rick Simile, rounding out the 22 participants in the amateur category, or in the Pro-Am category, driving the red plates. Right now, it is Kevin Palaniuk leading the charge with his 144.377. Artur Hermanis in 2nd place with a 44.665. Russell Stanford with a 44.9. Tyler Morgan in 4th place. Then Sean Ches in 5th place is 45.602. And he's looking to improve. Artur Hermanis heads off into the pits to practice his pit entry, gets it sped down in time for the pit limiter line, it looks like. And always got to practice your pit entry, folks. You never know when it'll come in handy. Mandatory pit is required here for the drivers, and you can see that the drivers in the pro category are all queued up and ready to take to the racetrack. "34 seconds left in this session for the Pro-Ams to get it done. And as we get out of New Holland and head towards Elf, Sean Ches and the Party Pickles tries to set a new personal best, not gaining any time through turn 1, driving the Porsche number 16. But he's out there trying his darndest right now. Try to see if anybody's out there looking to improve. It doesn't look like it, so the pros have decided to hit the track right at the 10-minute mark. It looks like Stofko leads over Neil Kerbel. Headed out there, and there's a Bentley. That must be either Max Power or the other Bentley. That would be Peter Hutchings, but no, that is Max Power. And through Campsa we go. 2.9 miles long is the track length, 4.6 kilometers. A circuit that was made in 1993. The chicane was added in 2016, and we all know how we feel about that. Location, of course, we're in Barcelona, Spain. 16 corners total, 9 to the right, 7 to the left, with 97 feet of elevation change, or 29.6 meters. I don't know what the heck a meter is, though. 6 0.65 miles straight, or 1,047 meters. Again, what the heck is a meter? It's like asking me if I want a liter of cola. No, I don't want a liter of cola. I want a large, Farva. Neil Kerbel driving for the MA70 Esports for the final time this season. Checking in with the pro standings, Oliver Sogren leads in first place, with a DNS being his worst and drop round. Jakob Stofko, excuse me, worst result being an 8th place finish for him during round 4. Neil in 3rd place, his worst finish being an 11th place, so 139 points for him, and he's just a handful of points in front of Peter Hutchings right now. Jakob Stofko and Oliver Sogren, the championship could be decided here tonight. 192 to 187, so just 5 points separating P1 and P2. And under the scoring tab, let's take a look. It would be a 6-point difference for P1 over P2, so just enough points for him to stuff out a win. If Stofko manages to win over Oliver Sogren, the championship could be his. But that's a long stretch, because Oliver Sogren just sets the fastest lap of the session so far, 143.912, and that's just his flyer, his banker lap. Peter Hutchings in P4, Max Powers in 5th, Cooper Atherton in 6th, Dean Stefani in 7th, Kyle Hirsch in 8th, Burt Macklin in 9th, and Darren Wicks in 10th. Then it'll be Norris Yu, Shooter McGavin, Spencer Braun, Joshua Rodriguez, Daniel Hirsch, Mitch Nairati, Greg Clark, Evan Zvorg, Frank Castle, Juan Lopez, and Bradley Cooper, rounding out the championship standings. But all eyes up at the front of the grid, Oliver Sogren and Jakob Stofko. Figuring out who's going to win this championship will be decided here tonight for this short abridged season. And Stofko sets the fastest lap of the race. 1/10 behind is going to be Neil Kerbel. His teammate Sogren in P3. Cooper Atherton in P4. Max Power in 5th. Peter Hutchings in 6th. Kevin Palaniuk in 7th. Nairati in 8th. Kyle Hirsch in 9th. Dean Stefani, that's Gwen's younger brother, in 11th place. Joshua Rodriguez finds himself in 4th place. Bumps down all of the drivers. Artur Hermanis into the pits. Darren Wicks in 13th place. Norris Yu, Greg Clark, and Russell Stanford. I forgot to mention that Sean Ches and Kevin Palaniuk are both tied with 168 in the championship right now, so it will be decided here tonight. And Don Donovan, not here, looks like. If Don Donovan is here, he's just wrestled down into 28th place. But we've seen Don work his way from the back of the grid forward, so keep an eye on him. Although, if Don does not have an excellent race tonight, it could be Palanik's or Sean Chez's championship to win. Oliver Sogren in the Dive Bomb Motorsports into pit lane, headed out for the final time. They'll barely get enough time for one more flyer. I doubt the tires will be heated up enough to have a good run at it. Jakob leading over Sogren. Neil Kerbel, Peter Hutchings, Cooper Atherton, Darren Wicks, Joshua Rodriguez, Max Power, Greg Clark, and Palanik into your top 10. Track temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. Ambient temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Nothing but sunny skies here for the next 30 minutes. Track has gone optimum. Just a slight headwind coming in for the drivers as they approach turn 1 of Elf. Wow, Neil Kerbel. Almost identical lap time to Jakob Stofko. Then Sogren, 23 thousandths away from Neil, or from Stofko as well, excuse me. Not much needs to get done for the drivers. Will Sogren get to the line in time? He does get into the line in time for one more flyer, but just barely. Keep an eye on Sogren for just a little while, but let's look at Peter Hutchings, because he's 3/10 into the purple right now, coming in through seat. I'll be turn 5. Into turn 7, doesn't abuse track limits, still up on his personal best, and still holds on to that purple 4/10. But the number 34 gets to the line with a little bit of improvement to be found, a 143.307. .42 of Max Power crosses the line, no improvement to be found there. Let's check out the 144. He's lost it coming through the final sector, and he improves only to 4th place. Oliver Sogren, unable to improve, goes to pit lane. Darren Wicks next up through Blanc Sabadell. Driving the green light AO Corsa car, or the AO racing vehicle. No improvement to be found for Darren Wicks. And that will be it for the qualifying session, and the grid has officially been set. And now let's get ready for our livery rundown, folks. In first place is Jakob Stofko, the number 34 from Canada. In first place, driving the Canadian flag forward, 143.307. Neil Kerbel from the United States, the number 395, is only 53 thousandths away from his teammate. Oliver Sogren, 68 thousandths off of that time, the number 38. And then Peter Hutchings, driving the Bentley, is going to be in the 144 in fourth place. Cooper Atherton, the number 77, in fifth place, 2/10 off the good from the US of A in 77. Darren Wicks, the number 46 Greenlight Racing car, in sixth place. Max Power, the Bentley boys, are out in force, the number 42 representing Germany, in seventh place. Joshua Rodriguez, the number 93 Honda NSX, the first of the Honda NSXs, in eighth place, 6/10 off the good. Greg Clark, the number 81 from the US of A, in ninth place. Burt Macklin, the first of the Sandbag Syndicates, in the Porsche, number 4, in 10th place. Daniel Hirsch, the number 48 Porsche, is going to be in 11th place. Kevin Palaniuk is going to be the number 19 in Team Bluey, in 12th position. Mitch Nairati, the number 32, the Canadian, is flying in 13th place, 9/10 off the lead pace. Again, 9/10 off the lead pace is Kyle Hirsch, number 95, in 14th place. Shooter McGavin, the number 69, nice, is 9.970 off the good in 15th. Dean Stefani, that's Gwen's younger brother, that'll be the 877 in 16th place. Norris Yu, the 530 in 17th place. Spencer Braun, the number 7, driving Braun GP Messi, in 7th place. In the number 7, in 18th place. Then we have Artur Hermanis, number 44 for Green Power, in 19th place. Then we have Russell Stanford, number 20, in 20th position. Bradley Cooper, the number 91, is going to be in 21st position for the Nissan GTR, Juan Lopez, driving the Lonely Lamborghini, the number 58, in 22nd place. Frank Castle, the second of the Sandbag Syndicate, the number 5, in 23rd position. Following that, we'll have Tarugo, the number 8, in 24th position. Tyler Morgan, the number 72, driving the unofficial safety car of DRL, number 72, is in 25th spot. Sean Ches and the Party Pickles is in 26th position, driving the number 16. Jason Hayes, the number 21, in 27th position for the Green Power Racing Team. Don Donovan, the Halftone Racing Team, is going to be in the 333 in 28th spot. Wes Romery in the 444, driving the Audi for Halftone Racing as well, in 29th spot. Alan Young in the 668, 30th position for them. John Malott, the last of the Honda NSXs, the number 85, in 31st position for Team Banzai. Buggy Watt, the number 410, in 32nd position, 4 seconds off of the leader's pace. Then Ricky Bobby, the number 26, in 33rd position. Driving for Shake and Bake, 26. And we'll have a full formation lap around the Barcelona Catalunya circuit. Full 2.9 miles long. And the drivers are bobbing and weaving and warming their tires up coming down the main straightaway. That is one of the Hirsches. That is Daniel Hirsch who's blinking there. Like a light post that has just lost its flame. Hopefully those connection issues do not persist for Daniel. And we're getting ready to take the green flag, the 668. That'll be Alan Young, starting from pit lane right now. All the rest of the 32 drivers out on circuit right now. And this will be a team battle between the MA70 esports driver trying to keep Oliver Sogren at bay as much as possible. As Jakob Stofko could win this race if they're able to keep Oliver Sogren back in third place or even in second place. Drivers formed up 2 by 2, lined up, ready to go and take charge of this one. And the MA70 esports team is going to put up a wall of defense like you've never seen before.
Green light, go, go, go.
And green, 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 away we go. Neil Kerbel is a little further back than he'd like to be, and Oliver Sogren already moving, bobbing, and weaving his way forward. And he gets past Jakob Stofko on the outside line. Can Jakob go up the inside? There's a little bit of a touch there, and that'll be Neil Kerbel running into the back of Oliver Sogren, and Sogren tumbles down the order, and then Neil gets taken out in collection in all of that. Holy Toledos are out, and there is absolute calamity going in towards turn 1, but the driver is able to recover, and that might do it for the championship already, as it looks like here. Neil falling back in line behind Oliver Sogren. And there's Russ Money off in the S's at C. Side-by-side battles up and down the field. Who is that? That might be, whoa, Ricky Bobby and John Malott potentially, but here's a battle between Russ Money and Neil Kerbel right now, coming in through Campsa. Neil Kerbel makes the move around the outside line fairly well. I was also looking at the battle between the 444 and Spencer Braun. No, that's Kyle Hirsch, excuse me. as they went side by side, and one of the Sandbag Syndicate cars gets caught up with Norris Hugh. And it is all breaking out here tonight at the Degenerate Race League. Everybody putting down the pedal to the metal as it is the final race of the championship series. And 2x2 we go in, and 3 wide in the background coming through the chicane. And it looks like Don Donovan almost gets his nose clipped off. Don getting involved in an incident with a driver. And there is just orange markers up and down the timing tower. More action side by side, 2x2 in the background. Don Donovan is way further down than he'd like to be right now. And it looks like Dean Stefani got bumped wide by the Party Pickle. And it looks like he is rejoining the track almost right next to the unofficial safety car of Tyler Morgan. And then gets collected by, I believe that would be Neil Kerbel. And there is Don Donovan and Wes Romery getting involved with each other. And that'll be it for them. And Don is now tumbled down into 28th position right now. Peter Hutchings leads the race over Jakob Stofko. 144 over the 34. Max Power in third place, the number 42. Cooper Atherton in the number 77 in fourth place. Burt Macklin, the number 4, is in fifth place, trying to make it 4 for 4. And here goes Don Donovan, the Halftone Racing Team, battling it out with the 410. That would be Buggy Watt, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is Buggy Watt. Able to get through pretty cleanly now. Sean Ches and the Party Pickle trying to cover off Neil Kerbel, but how much longer can you do it? Coming through New Holland and down the front straightaway we go. Here's Kyle Hirsch chasing down, getting chased by Ricky Bobby, and Don Donovan in the pink halftone racing car lurking in the background. Big positions gained and lost right now. Neil Kerbel's down 15. Joshua Rodriguez down 13. Greg Clark's down 13. Kyle Hirsch down 11. Tarugo's down 4. Biggest gainers right now, Frank Castle in the number 5 has gained 11 positions overall. John Ches and the Party Pickles up 9. Spencer Braun's up 8. Shooter McGavin's up 8 positions. And that's all she wrote for now, folks. Tyler Morgan battling it out with Sean Ches. Sean Ches going for the switchback, coming through La Cia. It looks like Sean Ches able to get the move done and dusted. The switchback overcome. Sean Ches doing the dirty right there. Frank Castle 3/10 off of Kevin Palaniuk, shaking and baking his way forward through the grid, left, right, and center, and now has got some damage on the front nose of his car. But Artur Hermanis lurking in the background is just a couple of tenths away from this battle as well. There is Artur Hermanis, the number 44, lurking in the background. Oh, and there is a big kiss there from Artur Hermanis and Juan Lopez. Ooh. Bradley Cooper somehow gets involved in that incident as well. Yellow flags waving through Repsol. Take a look at this Russ Money, Joshua Rodriguez, Artur Hernandez battle that's raging on. There goes Russ Money making a look at the inside line on Artur Hernandez. Can't quite find the daylight, and Artur Hernandez, his car is seen better days as the 20 of Russell Stanford in 20th, in 17th position, the number 20. Joshua Rodriguez in 18th spot, Greg Clark in 19th. And it's all nose to tail coming through the chicane now. Kyle Hirsch putting on his best Minister of Defense hat right now. Wes Romery and Don Donovan. No! Don Donovan tried to make a move on Kyle Hirsch. Ended up running into the back. Wes Romery goes a little bit slowly through the first chicane. Makes it through. So does Kyle Hirsch, the number 95, escaping with his life off that one. Greg Clark is 3/10 away from Russell Stanford now, but all quiet on the Western Front, up and down the rest of the grid, it looks like. One of the closest battles on the racing circuit. All this action happening on the first and opening lap of the race has reset the grid into something else. The floor of Burt Macklin chasing down Cooper Atherton for the top spot in the podium, almost bump drafting his way through on the number 77. Cooper Atherton leading in that McLaren and chasing down Max Power. A little bit of a touch there from the 77 and the number 4, it looks like. Nothing really to write home about. A little bump drafting never hurt anybody. Cooper Atherton chasing down Max Power like a bull in a china shop. Burt Macklin, Darren Wicks, and Shooter McGavin all running nose to tail right now. Just about 2 seconds separating the top 3 through 7. Count out Mitch Nairati just yet. He's 1.8 off the grid from Shooter McGavin, on board with Cooper Atherton as he chases down Max Power. Makes a look to the inside line. That's a big send through La Silla. And a little bit of door banging there, hip checking for good measure. Cooper Atherton gets the move done and dusted, but will the Bentley snap back coming through Blanc Sabadell? He does snap back. The number 42 is stout. It is fierce. All this battling is going to allow Burt Macklin to take a look at the action also. You can look, but you can't touch, says Macklin. Tries to work his way through the battling duo, but can't find the gap there. Again, the Porsche not really having the top speed, giving Cooper Atherton a bit of a bump draft again coming out of New Holland. And turn 16 and down towards turn 1. It's all single file line right now between these drivers. Cooper Atherton again getting touched in the rumpus there by Burt Macklin. And Cooper goes a little bit deep and wide coming through Renault. And now, will it be Macklin's opportunity to get the move done? I don't think so. Not on this occasion, at least. He's looking for a gap. He's got to wait for a mistake to happen from Cooper Atherton and then capitalize on that. Barcelona is a very tough track to be passing on, so making your move is not as easy as it seems. Aaron Wicks, Shooter McGavin inverting their positions coming through La Silla. Will it be track limits violations for Cooper Atherton? I don't think so. Oh my goodness, coming through Black Sabadell and Europe car now. I think Shooter may have gotten track limits violations there, getting bumped out a little wide. And now you can see that the battling has not ceased and the gaps are opening up. The more these gaps open up, the more battling will ensue, as the drivers looking for opportunities left, right, and center. There goes Shooter McGavin actually trying to go to the optimum line on Darren Wicks, but not really doing so on this opportunity. Darren Wicks chopped it up left, right, center on the 69. Oh, there's a big send, a big look from Cooper Atherton on max power, but just a look, no touching. Just like the rules at an adult club. You can look, but you can't touch, folks. Just exercising that he is just looking for an opportunity on max power, seemingly feeling like the pace is not going his way, although the best lap times are nearly identical. The last laps are nearly identical. Again, making a big look on La Silla, trying to find the optimum line. Big cover off from the number 42, trying to block the way by. And he does a good job of managing that. The number 77 cannot find a way by. Burt Macklin and Sandbag Syndicate also looking in the wing right now. And there goes side by side Cooper Atherton and the big boat Bentley. But no opportunities to be found on this occasion either. Cooper Atherton on the optimum line on this occasion, coming out of New Holland and into Elf. Will he go the long way around the outside of the Bentley? But we all know that the outside turns into the inside for the following corner. And now the Bentley on the optimum keeps running out the opponent. Great battle right here. You can see how much Cooper Atherton is working that wheel with this onboard shot. Trying to find a way by, not really doing so, but having a big wiggle there. And this might allow the opportunity of Burt Macklin to charge in. Max Power's rear wing right now as we look at the front nose of Cooper Atherton and Burt Macklin. And Mitch Nairati actually keeping out of touch of Shooter McGavin's grasp. 2.6 the gap back to the Aston Martin Vantage. Just trying to do some commentary math on a napkin right now. Figure out who's going to win the Pro-Am Championship. As it looks, Don Donovan is in 9th place in the Pro-Am category, and Kevin Palaniuk is in 1st place. So looking at the points haul, 9th place would get 22 points to the 51 points of 1st place. So that would be a 29-point difference. And that might do it for Palaniuk over Don Donovan right now, if things end up where they might. Oh, and a big off from Cooper Atherton now. And he's going to hold off to the inside line. Will this allow Burt Macklin to finally have his opportunity through La Silla? And it is a move finally through La Silla. And Mitch Nairati now looking for his opportunity to get through on Cooper Atherton. But no, not on this time. You have to wake up a lot earlier in the morning to get that move done on Cooper Atherton. He may have made a small mistake, but he did lose out one position, and that'll threaten him from behind. Mitch Nairati is the perceived villain in this movie. Gotta say, I love the Rogue Element Racing DRL liveries as always. The Galaxy themes looking super snazzy. And up at the front, it's Peter Hutchings over Jakob Stafko. 0.8 the gap separating the two drivers up at the front. Fastest lap going out to Jakob by 0.2 of a second, and the lap time definitely going Jakob's way. Then Max Power in third is about 21 seconds off the good. Burt Macklin, Cooper Atherton, Mitch Nairati, Shooter McGavin, excuse me. Oh no, an incident for Burt Macklin. See if we get an incident replay of what happened to the number 4. Just having a bit of a wiggle and an off right where Cooper Atherton went off in a huge rejoin, Tokyo Drift style, back onto the racing circuit. And that'll send him down just a few positions. Mitch Nairati into the pit lane right at the 25.5-minute mark. That'll be a little bit early. A few drivers into the pits. Nairati, Macklin, Spencer Braun all down pit lane now. I think I see the 144 also. Is that going to be Peter Hutchings? No, that's not the 144. That is just the 44 of Artur Hermanis. Am I seeing that wrong? No, Artur Hermanis stays out. The 16, that should be Sean Chez. He is also into the pit lane. The 444. The 444 of Wes Romery in and out of the pit lane now. 32.7 stationary. Dean Stefani, 55.5. Kyle Hirsch, 58.4. Alan Young, 35.2. Neil Kerbel, 32.6. Second pit stop. Darren Wicks, 42.9. Spencer Braun with a 36.4. Buggy Watt with a 29.8. The 410 not serving his mandatory just quite. And there goes a big off from the Russ Money car. That'll be the number 20. Falling back behind Artur Hermanis. Here's the rear wing of Tyler Morgan, Learn and Drive Academy. full course caution, unofficial safety car of DRL. The 410 of Buggy Watt getting passed by a few cars side by side with Darren Wicks, who just came out of his pit stop. The AO Racing green light, ironically blue Rexy car. And we've officially crossed the halfway point of the race, folks. Max Power into the pits, Shooter McGavin into the pits, Daniel Hirsch into the pits, Stoffgo now pits. Whoa, and Dean Stefani almost runs into the back of whom is that? Tyler Morgan running in 5th place. Stoffgo was able to get past Tarugo after that pit stop cycle. 10.2 seconds of clean air. Next to him is going to be Norris Yu up the road. And then this battle out on track right now. 20:25 remaining left on the clock. And the drivers in the lead of the race still have to pit. Hutchings, Atherton, Palaniuk, Clark, Morgan, Yu, Tarugo, Malat, and Juan Lopez. Kevin Palaniuk, the number 19, down pit lane. He goes. Down Greg Clark goes. Down goes Tyler Morgan. Norris Yu also. So this trio of battling cars decides to come into pit lane. Now it looks like Greg Clark almost came to a complete stop there and bunched up all 3 of the drivers. So this will be interesting how things fare out when things are done in pit lane. Most importantly, where is our class leader of Kevin Palaniuk, the number 19? Kevin Palaniuk, 34.6 seconds stationary. There he is in 12th position now, right in front of Neil Kerbel. He's got to be careful not to throw this race away. One small hiccup and Don Donovan can catch back up in the championship standings. Don really not having a great run of the championship right now during this final race of the season. It looked like it was all going to be in the bag, but no, not this time around. Not so easy here at Barcelona, and Sean Chez almost runs into the back of Buggy Watt, the number 410, who, as always, does not take his pit stop until the very last possible moment. Switchback engaged, but the 410 tries to cover it off a little bit too little too late. Artur Jimenez 4/10ths back, watching these two battle it out. Coming through Worth, it'll be the 410 leading the charge. Number 16 on the outside line of the following corner, but here's Mitch Nairati. Cooper Atherton coming out of pit lane now. That'll leave Juan Lopez and Buggy Watt left to take their pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. $16.40 remaining in this race, everybody. It feels like it's only just begun, but we're about to be concluded with this Season 4 championship. And there goes Greg Clark looking to the inside line on the 410 of Buggy Watt. Battle for the lead of the race, Peter Hutchings and Jakob Stafko. Separated by just about 1 second right now, coming down the main straightaway. This is a long one, 0.65 of a mile, or 1,000 meters practically. Bentley really showing how it can stretch its legs. Bentley Continental 4-liter V8 twin turbo with 500 horsepower. Showing how it excels in these types of endurance races versus the Ferrari 296 2.9-liter V6 twin turbo, pushing around 550 horsepower with its great handling and its exceptional acceleration off the line. And there's Tarugo now getting caught up in lap traffic. Dip diving, dodging out of the way. Battle for the lead of the race still rages on. Stafko is on the optimum line. Will Peter Hutchings be able to cover it off? Switchback from Jakob Stafko coming through. Whoa, Blanc Sabadell now. The 144 has the inside line. Jakob tries to go the long way around the outside. Will he be able to hold on going into this final chicane? It'll be Peter Hutchings in second place. Jakob's there holding on to that inside line. Side by side is concluded, and Jakob inherits the lead of the race yet again over the 144 of Peter Hutchings, now in second place. Battle for the lead's not over yet. Jakob loses out there to the 144 somehow, some way. And they're using everything that they bought and paid for here. Probably coming down into turn one. The lead changed yet again. And now a switchback through Lucia. Now the MA70 Esports car on the inside line coming through Banc Sabadell. And now the outside line coming through turn 12. Will it be enough to carry enough speed and momentum? I don't think the 34 has enough overlap there. And the 144 runs the 34 out a little bit too wide. And now I think that the battling duo is going to be out for blood, and they're seeing a little bit of red in their eyes with 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Peter Hutchings leading over Stofko. Taking a look on board with Jakob on the helmet cam now. Four just a little wide through Lucia, but nothing to be sold a dummy about. See Jakob working that wheel like a lumberjack on a saw, trying to keep that thing under control. And Hutchings has a big off there coming through New Holland. A big send over the sausage curve, but I don't think that even hurts his attempts, even in the slightest. That Bentley has so much top speed, it's just pulling away in a straight line from Stofko's Ferrari. Coming through Renault. Continually looking neat and tidy, but you can see how much the Ferrari is able to close down under the braking and through the high-speed sectors. Well, Bentley is really just super strong in a straight line, unable to get by. Amazing driving here from Jakob Stofko as he chases down Peter Hutchings for the lead of this race. 9 minutes remaining left on the clock, folks. And it's still anybody's ball game, but the championship may have been decided already. I believe Kevin Palaniuk should win the championship over Don Donovan. And Jakob Stofko should win over Oliver Sogren. As Sogren's no longer in this race. So much closing power from the Ferrari under the braking zone getting into Repsol. That Bentley just takes off like a rocket ship, though. Next car up the road should be Jason Hayes, the number 21 car. We all know lap traffic give it, lap traffic take it away. Where will the drivers catch the number 21 is the big question. It won't be on the straightaway, unfortunately for them. Most likely be going in towards turn 1, or worst case scenario, up into turn 3. Checking in with Don Donovan, our class leader right now, at least in the standings, as he battles it out with Alan Young. Coming in through Worth, gets the move done and dusted pretty easily. Alan Young unable to defend against that for now. Three-way battle between the Party Pickle, Russ Money, and Artur Hermanis. That'll be Kyle Hirsch getting involved. The number 95, throws it up the inside of the 44, and the green power car cannot do anything but just wait there. "29 drivers remaining in this race. And that'll be all she wrote, folks, for the final 5 minutes of this event. Cooper Atherton still trying to battle it out with Max Power, a tale as old as this race. 77 and the number 42 duking it out on the asphalt. Will Cooper Atherton find a way by the number 42? I'm not quite so sure. Looking to the inside line for La Cia, and I don't think that'll be a healthy move. Russell Stanford is in a bit of a pickle between Sean Chez and Kyle Hirsch. And number 16 has a big off going through Repsol. This is going to allow Russ Money through on the outside line, coming in through seat now. And Kyle Hirsch also get the move done and dusted. A big send through Worth. That's 2 positions lost in 2 corners for the Party Pickle of Sean Chez. Drive-through penalty for Wes Romrey, track limits violation for the 444. That'll definitely hurt the chances for the halftone racing team to clinch the championship. Stofko 4/10 away from Peter Hutchings. Cooper Atherton 3/10 away from Max Power. Tries to send it on the inside line going into the final chicane. And that's not going to work out well for Cooper Atherton, as Shooter McGavin now clinches third place. And it'll be this lap plus one more. As the leaders are coming through Worth now. And coming up on lap traffic, that's Dean Stefani. Dean Stefani, Alan Young, and Don Donovan. There's a big move from Alan Young going up the inside line, and Dean Stefani trying to follow suit on the 333, and it looks like both of them get the move done on Don. And a little bit of hurry up and wait action going on right now. Jakob Stofko and Peter Hutchings colliding with each other just a little bit as they're just getting backed up by the traffic in front of them. There goes a move from Jakob Stofko, but it doesn't end up working out well. Peter Hutchings closes the door, and Jakob goes sideways, and that might be it. 17 seconds left on the clock when the leader crosses the line. That will be the last lap of the race, and it might be Stofko's final opportunity to win another race. Never mind the title. Daniel Hirsch did definitely not win the race. Apologize for the ACC TV hiccup. Peter Hutchings, though, will actually win the race. The number 144 crossing the line in P1. Jakob Stofko in P2. Shooter McGavin will bring it home in third place in front of Cooper Atherton, potentially. And he does bring it home in third place in front of Cooper Atherton. Fourth place for Atherton then. And fifth place for Burt Macklin. Max Power in sixth. Nairati in seventh place. Spencer Braun in eighth. Darren Wicks in 9th place, and Kevin Palaniuk finishing in the top 10. Neil Kerbel, after a lap 1, turn 1 incident, will clinch 11th place. Frank Castle in 13th position. Norris Yu in 13th position, Frank Castle in 12th position, and Greg Clark in 14th spot. Tyler Morgan in 15th, Kyle Hirsch in 16th position, Russ Money in the number 20 in 17th position. Party Pickle Sean Ches will bring it home in 18th. Artur Hermanis lurking in the background, trying to get a move done through New Holland. Then Alan Young, Tarugo, Juan Lopez, Wes Romery, Buggy Watt, and then John Malott. And that'll be it, folks. Let's take a quick break and pull up the race replay. Let's see who we've got in the interview. And we've got a few drivers in the interview room. Let's go from last to first. Hello, Tyler Morgan. I'm okay. How are you? Oh, I don't know. I didn't even notice that you were second in Pro-Am, to be honest with you. I was wondering why you were in the interview room. Lots of action. You had a pretty quiet race. Things went well for you. Just keeping your nose clean. What was the secret to your success tonight?
Even though I was slow, consistency's paid off.
And I apologize, Tyler. People could not hear you during the interview.
Oh,
you mind repeating some of that?
Just basically, honestly, I was slow, but I was consistent. So, as you said, I kept my nose clean. There was a lot of incidences around me that I just somehow avoided. Ches had a spin, so like I was able to capitalize on that, but I was just averaging 146.5s and just kept doing it over and over and over and over, and just everything just kind of fell apart around me. The only thing I'm upset about is that Palaniuk finished the race. That could have been my win there.
Yeah, it could have been your win, but Kevin Palaniuk did an amazing job, and he's the next driver we're going to talk to. Well, good job keeping your nose clean, Tyler. Great job to round out the end of the championship. And how do you feel about going into Season 5 now?
Well, Season 5, I'm going to be in the Ferrari with Hermani, and I think he finished 4th in Pro-Am behind Ches, or actually 5th or something. But like, it'll be interesting to be in a new car, be in a new team, and I can't wait for what the season beholds. Right
on, Tyler. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Anything else in your race that you want to mention, or anybody that you want to thank before we let you get going?
I'd like to thank Buggy Watt for letting me hitch along in the back markers. It definitely made me realize how both fast and slow I am. So I'll thank him for that, and also thank you to Macklin and Castle. This was my I started out here in Season 3, and I now have podiumed, and now I have a P2. So maybe next season we can get a race win.
Good luck to you getting that race win, Tyler Morgan. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great night and stay safe as always, my friend.
All right, you as well.
Let's grab our race winner, Kevin Palaniuk. Mr. Palaniuk, not only have you won the race, but I believe you have managed to clinch the championship by the skin of your teeth. How does it feel?
It feels great. Finally. Like I've been like 5 seasons. This is 5th season, right?
Yep. Or 4th
5
season.
season working. 4th season. Yeah. I've been working on it for so long, and finally this season I had the pace. And although I definitely liked some consistency in mid-season, but at this race I didn't expect much, to be honest. I just thought I'll drive the way it drives, and I kind of expected Don Donovan to just do his thing and be consistent. And I just kept seeing that he's behind, and it's like he was like 7th, I believe, or something, and I needed him to finish 6th at least. And so, yeah, like probably like 1 or 2 points win.
Yeah, it was awfully close. Don was involved in some earlier incidences. Don was, like you said, pretty consistent. Nothing but podium finishes for him except for this race and his round 1 where he finished in 11th. And you were fairly consistent as well. Either you won or you came in 5th, or you did not finish the race, your drop round being at DNF, I believe at Olton Park.
Yeah, that one went really bad for me.
Well, we won't talk about that then. Well, you've managed to clear up your dry spell of 5th place finishes and clinch the championship. Any plans for season 5 then for you?
Well, I guess depends where I will be placed. If I will be placed still in Pro AM, I guess obviously I will have to win it again. But if I will move to Pro, it's just a relaxing season of adjustment.
Yeah. Well, are you planning on staying in your beloved Ferrari then?
Yes, Tarug and I staying in Ferrari. It was decided today, so no changes there. We love the car, drives great. Nothing.
Nice.
No
Maybe you'll have to get in touch with the MA70 esports guys and figure out how they're so fast out there if you do get bumped up to pros.
Actually, during practices, sometimes they practice at the same time that I do, and I actually watched Kerbal and stuff collapse during practice. Not this one, but in previous races, like often. And actually, as I was joking, I think it was one of the first races, I just became much faster on the track after watching Kerbal lapping in practice.
I believe it. Faster pace through osmosis alone seems to be one way to learn the track, that's for sure. Well, congratulations, sir. Is there anybody that you want to thank or anything that you want to mention that happened in your race before I let you go?
No, the race itself was fairly boring. There was a lot of action around me in the first couple turns. Luckily, I avoided everything. I actually don't know what happened there, but I saw some cars sideways. Everyone was not hitting me. That's very boring race.
Well, congratulations on your boring race. You deserved one after all the excitement that you've been involved in this season. And congratulations on your season championship win. Provisionally, of course.
Provisionally, yeah. Thanks a lot.
No problem, brother. Have a good night and stay safe.
You too.
Let's talk to our race winner, Peter Hutchings. Peter, man, oh man, every time that you and Jakob Stofko get close to each other on the racetrack, it seems like you guys are bound for some excitement, huh?
Fireworks. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's the actual definition of what happens when you guys get together. It's electric, it's fireworks, it's calamity, some late lunges and dives, and Jakob trying to do anything he could to get around you at any opportunity, and you just made that Bentley as wide as the boat it's named after.
Yeah, I mean, I knew with the straight line speed of the car, I just needed to drive through the chicane a little slow, and yeah, if I could keep him kind of held up through there, then I'd be able to maintain whatever gap I had through the front straight into turn 1, and then yeah, it just became a kind of a war of attrition on who would make more mistakes and come off the racing line, and he really was trying to I mean, he almost made the move stick like twice, taking it too wide through sector 3, and I mean, every time we ever go side by side, I feel like it's so, again, like I said before, so much fun. So I mean, I can't like appreciate him enough for like what he can do behind the wheel.
100%, man. It was all good racing. No dirty moves to be found by either driver. Like I said, just a couple of late lunges. You had that one incident going into the chicane where it got kind of dicey there with the lap traffic that you guys were stuck behind that train for a bit. I really thought that that was going to be the signed, sealed, and delivered move, but that Bentley, just tough as nails, was unbudging, and Jakob, unfortunately, is the one that went around on the penultimate lap.
Yeah, I thought maybe I had. I mean, it was tight, of course, but I wasn't sure what exactly had happened. And now that I'm looking at it again, it looks like he kind of went over the curb a little bit, and that unsettled the car and kind of made him just go straight through, and that's what bounced him off my door. So, I mean, of course, I don't want that to ever happen and having contact and people spinning, but that's hard racing sometimes, and it's all about the smallest of margins. It's a game of inches, like they say about baseball. So
Absolutely. A game of inches and chess being played at 200 miles per hour for the most part, especially around a track like Barcelona where you're mostly flat out. Was there ever a section of track where you thought that you were actually going to be under threat from Stofko behind, that you had to set yourself up for success on? I know you mentioned the chicane, but was there anywhere else where he was truly that much faster than you?
yeah, I think coming into sector 3, where there's the tight hairpin through the middle straight, and then that little complex that is, I guess, all of sector 3 with the chicane and the final turn. He was braver on the brakes, I think, pretty much all race, and so there were a few instances where he tried to be super aggressive and throw it up the inside into that into the chicane, or I guess the first hairpin, I shouldn't say chicane.
Yeah.
And then so that's what I was afraid of, and I knew that as long as I could keep him behind me into the hairpin, then unless I just had a monumental bobble, he would just have to tuck in behind all the way through till through the final corner. He didn't make it easy. I mean, he never does, but
No, he sure didn't.
yeah, I that's all I could do, just with the car not being as good in the corners as the Ferrari, but having better straight line speed. I set the car up kind of, to take advantage of that. So I'm glad it was a good race. We had fun. I hope he doesn't have any ill will like he did, or not like he. It wasn't anything dirty on his part or my part, and I thought it was pretty fair all around. So again, that's why we do this. It's all for the 45-minute, hour-long chess match back and forth of just like, what do you do? What do you prepare for? Where do I go? And it's just so much fun. That's all I can say.
Right on. Well, I'm glad that you guys had a ton of fun. I know a lot of drivers didn't necessarily have some fun. There was some lap 1, turn 1 incidences, and all throughout lap 1 there were quite a few incidences that took place. But watching some of your guys' battling on the final few laps sure is a good highlight for the DRL stream of what you guys are able to accomplish tonight. Thank you so much, Peter Hutchings, for joining me in the broadcast booth. Is there anybody that you want to thank or anybody that you want to mention before we let you go?
No, well, I mean, thank all of y'all on the DRL side for putting it together. And I mean, I'm like, it's my first kind of full season running with the group, and everyone's been super great to hang out with. And I mean, run a good broadcast, and everyone's been super fun to race with. I mean, Jacob's he's just a monster. So being able to just even compete with him feels, it feels great. So I gotta thank everyone, because it's just, without y'all and the people racing, we wouldn't get this. So
it sounds like you're coming back for season 5 then.
We'll probably be back for season 5.
Sounds good, Peter. We'll catch you then. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, make sure you stay safe out there.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Bye. Let's grab in Mr. Shooter McGavin. He managed to finish on the podium. Somehow, some way, he was down in P7 at the start of the race, but he managed to work his way forward. Shooter, talk to us about your race.
It was crazy. I think I started like 15th and then just weaved my way through all the carnage, and then I was 7th after the first couple of corners, and then I just try to keep quick and kind of I had a little battle with Mitch, which was fun, and then I hit Darren, so I might get a penalty for that, but I try to give him his place back. It was like door to door, but he did half spin, so I felt super bad about that. And then and then just kind of so I just knew that if I kept close to Cooper and Max, that maybe something would happen, and right at the end something did happen, and I was able to scoot right by. So I can't believe I managed to get a podium. We'll see if I keep it, but yeah, fun. It was fun time anyway.
Literally happened on the almost penultimate lap, practically, that you were able to scoot right on by them. Otherwise, your race seemed pretty quiet for the most part. Talk to us about how you're able to keep your nose clean.
Yeah, well, I didn't really, but yeah, that was I don't know. I just kind of that first bit, the first couple of corners, I just saw a gap and I was able to weave straight through them, and then I just tried to I didn't try to go for too many crazy moves, so it was kind of kept it clean for the most part. So and I just couldn't catch Cooper and Max. So I was just waiting. I was waiting for my opportunity, and luckily it came.
Well, hats off to you, my good friend.
Yeah.
You managed to pull out a mostly clean race. I don't think we saw that incident happen that you were talking about, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah. It must have been a fun race to commentate on, though, because it looks like there was a lot of chopping and changing.
A lot of scrapping for the lead of the race, that's for sure, between Peter Hutchins and Jakob Stofko. It was a bit of a calamity at the start of the race, least to be said. Lots of position changes, hard to keep track of everything. But for the most part, it was an exciting race. The 45 minutes flew by in a blink of an eye.
Nice. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Well, I hope you enjoy it when you watch back the stream. And make
Yes,
sure
I
you
will.
like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff, right?
That's right.
Well, finishing out the last race of the season, any plans for Season 5 going forward?
Yeah, we're switching to the Ferrari, so that should be interesting. I haven't raced that in a while, so we'll see how quick I can be. Hopefully, it's as quick as the Aston, because I feel like I'm just getting the hang of it now, and we're leaving it, so we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. You're gonna have to get in touch with the MA70 esports guys, as I talked to Kevin Palaniuk about just earlier. You have to get in touch with those guys to find out how fast they are and how you can get a little bit faster.
Yeah. Those guys are crazy quick. It's alien blood. You can't get that out of a regular human. So yeah.
Right on. Well, anybody that you want to thank or anything else that you want to mention before I let you go, my good friend?
No, that's all. Yeah, thanks for all your commentary, and it's been a fun season. So can't wait for next season.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it myself. We'll find out what the news is going to be coming up shortly. But for now, we're going to sign off. Thank you so much, Shooter McGavin. Have a great night. And as always, stay safe, buddy.
You too. See ya.
This was a phenomenal event. This was a great season, full of excitement and full of shenanigans and fun to be had by all. Beautiful battles up at the front of the field between Jakob Stofko, Oliver Sogren, Peter Hutchings, Max Power, even Cooper Atherton throwing his name in the ring towards the end of the championship season, battling left, right, and center for the final podium spots. And it looks like the provisional wins will go to Kevin Palaniuk and to Jakob Stofko to finish things out in the championship season. But we will find out more, and it will be announced in the Discord in due time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been my pleasure, as always, to be your host. I'm Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High. Thank you so much, and stay safe out there, as always. And good night. Bye-bye.
Kicking into high gear, the race is on. Wheels burning rubber, we're never wrong. Power in the engine, fire in our veins. In the DRL, we break the chains. No brakes, no fear, no slowing down. The checkered flag is calling, we're the crown. Degenerate race league, where the tough survive. Living for the moment we're born to drive. With steel and speed, we own the track. No looking forward, 'cause we won't look back. From the streets to the asphalt, we own it all. Rising like thunder, hear the call. Push it to the limit, take the lead. In the DRL, we race with greed. From the streets to the asphalt, we own it all. Rising like thunder, hear the call. Push it to the limit, take the lead. In the DRL, we race with greed. Degenerate race league, where the tough survive. Living for the moment we're born to drive. With steel and speed, we own the track. No looking forward, 'cause we won't look back.